Welcome to the Puff and Run podcast show, your number one source for news and information about marijuana and running, the latest updates on the 420 cross-country team, and races around the nation, and behind-the-scene details on the Puff and Run TV web series production schedule. Bringing you all and more, here's your host, the Vegas 420 runner.
Welcome to the Puff and Run podcast show, back in your life.
That's right, with your host, the Vegas 420 runner, and you know who this is?
Co-host, Swizzy.
Mr. Run to Improve, coming live at you. It's a beautiful Thursday once again. What's today's date?
Thursday,
May 11th.
May 11th. Yep, Thursday,
it's
May 11th.
It's about 8:30, guys. We're recording it a little bit late. We had other things to do. We finally made it back to the studio.
Yep, we're here at our fabulous Las Vegas studio, and we're happy to be back.
Alright, so
let's talk about some of the things going on this week. I just want to start off with, I know we're going to talk about this. You were asking me about this earlier. Picking up a couple of copies of Vegas Cannabis Magazine.
Yes, sir.
Told me needed a couple of copies. I wasn't able to do that. It's because I got my finals right now, and I was like super busy. I was like, damn, I'm not going to be able to get it. I only got the online version right now. But the Vegas Cannabis Magazine May issue did drop.
I did check it out online because I wanted to read that article.
Okay.
And I was like, damn, I made it to the magazine twice. Josue Santos and, of course, Mr. Run to Improve. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for the... giving the info.
You did the work. Yeah, I just...
Yeah, we did do work. And honored Prince. Rest in peace. But yeah, man, it was awesome.
They were reporting. So exactly. So the story. I wish we got it. Let me just pull it up right quick because they were reporting on us. I want to see if this is the story page. It's on page 59. So let's pull this.
Actually, on page 59, that's your little ad, I believe.
Oh, so
the articles are on page
30 and 31.
31 and 32.
Right. Now, see how this is opening?
Uh-huh.
This is unique because, as you can see,
it's
there's two pages right here.
Oh.
So something is going on with the issue. So on the internet it says page 30 and 31, but if you got the print version of the magazine, it's actually page 59. The title of the article is Debunking April's Cannabis Controversy in Ultra Running.
Okay, in that case, I did not read this article.
You didn't read this?
No, I did not read that one. If you go to the other pages, there's something else on there. Or was that no? I can't be, because I was backtracking too. I was looking at previous articles. Did the April's article? Did you have something on April's article?
Yeah.
But the April was not for purple 5K, 7K, was it? No, right?
Nah, this one was. On April 7th, in an unprecedented move.
Oh, okay. So yeah. That is the one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So you just didn't know the title, okay?
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't see the title.
Yeah,
I just saw
Debunking April's Cannabis Controversy in Ultra Running. It gets.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
they like to give it a catchy title.
Hey, that is a catchy title.
And it kind of chimes in on the stuff that we talked about on previous episodes with what happened and how, all that stuff. And it just chimes in on this. So guys, if you get a chance, check it out. Let's see a couple of the things they talk about. And I'll cut out some of these dead air spaces. So,
there's no such thing as dead air spaces. Those are our quiet listeners.
So basically, this just updates everybody on everything that you guys already know about,
right?
Because you're listening to the podcast. So it talks about all the different races from February after, a recent.
It gives them a rundown on what's happening with the 420 cross country team, and it brings you all the way current to our Vegas event, which was, like I mentioned, the Purple 7K.
Summed that up perfectly. So it talks about everything that we did, and it finishes up with the purple run. And yeah, so guys, if you get a chance, check it out. I like the way he put it together. I think there's some quotes in there from some of the runners.
Yep, definitely.
Let's see. Let me read some of these quotes. Let me see.
Yeah, read Matthew.
All right, let me see. Matthew said, "When I hear people claim cannabis makes you lazy, I just can't relate," said Matthew. "For me and many others like me, it motivates and inspires. The Purple Run allowed me to showcase that, and it was my pleasure. R.I.P. Prince." Nice little touch there. If you guys remember, we had him on the show back on episode 10.
And what about Josh?
Yeah, Josh, he got a quote too. He said, "My run for Prince was a testament to his legacy and the many obstacles he encountered as an iconic trendsetter in performing arts. Today, as cannabis athletes, we face similar challenges as trendsetters, writing our own truths. With proper education and responsibility, marijuana can be used to enhance our everyday lives." That's Josh, also known as Krubaka XR, Krubaka_XR. He's a professional gamer.
Oh, okay.
And so, yeah, those two quotes. We got two quotes, and if you want to see the magazine, you can go to Issue, and you can type in Vegas Cannabis Magazine, or you can go to VegasCannabisMag.com.
And that's Issue as ISSUU.com, not Issue as ISSUE. Okay.
Yeah, ISSUU. Yeah, so go check it out, guys. And so, yeah, the cross-country team is in the April issue and the May issue.
Yeah! That's how we do it, guys. Man. Yeah, that's awesome.
And now another big news.
What's that?
It's not big news now. Everybody's been talking about it, but earlier this week, the final steps for the regulation of recreational marijuana went through, and they've confirmed that on July 1st, the doors of the church are open.
What does that mean? Explain.
That means,
for those that don't know, so you need a card still?
Nope. As long as you got your ID, you're over 21, you're in there.
Wow.
And they're going to have all kind of great stuff for you guys. I got a few favorite spots I like to go to, so you got to stay tuned if you want to know which ones they are.
Nice. So that means all these first-time customers are going to get those specials. Huh? So
yeah.
Go to all those dispensaries, get those first-time specials.
Well, I don't know how they're going to open it off from the beginning. Right. There may be specials.
I don't know nothing about this guy, so I'm just going. Yeah. I'm just trying to pull his chain over here.
Maybe there'll be specials.
But I'm just saying, hey, that's how they do it. That's how they bring it out there. And who better know than you, So just listen to this guy. He'll point you the right direction.
Yes.
So July 1st, right?
Yep, July 1st.
Wow. So I guess that's the day they celebrate 7/1/17.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
7/1/17. What's that?
That's the day of the new birthday.
7/1. Oh yeah, 7/1/17. Yeah.
The day
all right.
Marijuana became free.
Yep. All right. And now we got something else coming up. Could you read this to them?
Let's see. For those that wanna munch and bunch, or actually munch and bunch.
Brunch.
Brunch? Oh, okay, my bad.
Brunch.
I'm sorry. Let me put my glasses on, guys. Getting a little older here. Okay. Yep, Munch and Brunch on Sunday, May 21st from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. This is a cannabis-friendly private event, guys. Featuring reggae music, entertainment, a vegetarian brunch prepared by a professional chef. Okay, I won't tell you who. It's a secret, but just know it's going to be delicious. Tickets are $50. Details at munchandbrunch.com. Once again, if you want to go and check this out, go to munchandbrunch.com.
Yeah, so there's a strong chance that I might be out there, and I haven't been to one of these yet. It's not I don't think it's going to be the first one.
I'm actually hungry now, man.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, check them out, guys. It's going to be a great event.
So yeah, we're gonna be. I'm thinking about going to this, man, and so I think they're saying like, the food is if I
confused.
No, the food is not going to be, but the condiments and stuff that you use, maybe the butters or the the oils or the different salad dressing type stuff. Or this is what I imagine.
Right.
Somebody was saying something about something. It was unique like that. I was like, oh, that's interesting how you But I got to find out more. I'm gonna go to the website and we're gonna check it out. And but that's coming up later this month. After this episode comes out, if you want to link up with me, you could probably catch me there. Nice. I think I'm going to go to that.
So there you go, guys. Check them out.
Another thing I want to mention for you guys to keep your ears open about is the Budtender Fight Club. It's an educational series that I go to out here in Las Vegas. And it's about once every other month. And the date just got released for the next one.
So why do they call it the Budtender Fight Club? Because what I'm picturing is like that bag in that movie Harold and Kumar. The bag comes out with hands and feet. So I'm picturing two different bags fighting full of buds. They're like Bud Fight Club. Well, that's what I'm picturing. So explain to the other viewers that don't know what that means. What is it about?
Well, that's a great question. The next one's going to be on June 25th. And if you go on and check it out, Budtender Fight Club on Facebook or on Instagram, you can find out all about what it means, You can find out everything it means there. But it's an educational series.
So it doesn't have nothing to do with fight. It's just they're probably implying fight as fighting to free the planet, right?
Well, that's a good question, man.
Or it might be a fight club, guys.
You guys got to check it out. You got to check it out and find out they got the rules to Fight Club, and I think you guys will like it.
First rule of Fight Club: don't call it a fight club.
Oh, nice one.
Yep.
All right, how many minutes are we at now?
But yeah, guys.
Let me see where we at. Are we at 12?
We got 3 more minutes before our first commercial, guys. So what can we tell you?
No. It's not the commercial yet. We got a quick race report. A quick race report. I know that you did the Flight of Fire. I want to know more about that.
You're right. I'll give you more details.
But we're going to save that for after the commercial.
Okay, after the commercial.
But we do have a quick little update from 2 of our other team members. Kyle Northup. He recently did a half marathon. If you guys remember, he was the guy that we reported on doing. He gave me my ride to Zion.
Okay.
The ride to Zion.
Nice.
When I went there to go help our other team member Simon do the 100 marathon by being part of her crew and stuff. Yeah. Right. So he was my ride there. Anyhow.
So you never met him until that day?
Yeah, till he came to Vegas to drive to Zion, and we had met on the Ultra Zion Facebook page. I was looking for a ride from Vegas and stuff like that.
Nice.
And so that's how we linked up. I told him I just told Facebook page on Zion that I needed a ride to the 100 mile. If anybody was going from Vegas, could I jump in the car and stuff? Basically.
See, guys, always ask. I said it before, and I'll say it again. Never be afraid of. Hey, let me ask.
Yeah, so this guy hit me up. He's like, hey, man, I'm going to be heading up there. And I thought he was from Vegas, but actually he flew here and then rented a car, and then we went there. Anyhow, after the 100 mile, we didn't report how all the afterwards he had to go, we went back home, and he just had his leg got swollen, kind of injury, basically. There's a lot of stuff he had to go through, a ton of rest and recovery, and something had happened. I can't remember the full story. He had gotten cut and he had gotten an infection to where it wasn't just from the 100 milers or something like that. So there was some kind of issue that he had to really take time off of running. And now this guy, I want you to go look him up later, running for a year. That's what he's known for.
Running for a year?
Yeah, running for a year.
Nice.
And so, and he ran every day. He said he's going to run every day for a year. Okay? And then after the year was over, he just kept going. And he ran every single day nonstop. I'm talking about more. He went at more weight because you sometimes take a day off, right? I knew it. But this guy took no days off, so he'll say if he had to go, even if it's just a mile, he'll always get some running in.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, that in the beginning that actually was me, and I have all my calendars for the last 3 years that I've been tracking, and that first year did have.
Yeah.
You know, so but then you get wiser.
Yeah.
You understand your body. You don't want to do too much to your knees, depending on your weight or where you're at.
Yeah.
On the beginning of your journey. You know?
Exactly.
So, but yeah, and that's what happens once you start triggering that momentum and you start building that consistency. It becomes less and less of a resistance. It's more of a need. You see people walking down the street and you're not, and they're running and you're just doing nothing. You feel bad. You're like, man, I should be running. Or you're in the bus and then you see people running. You're like, I should be running. Everything is about running once you're in the running, I would say, in the running game.
Yeah.
In the running community.
Yeah.
It's part of who you are.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, man, that's awesome. I gotta check them out.
So basically after the 100 miler, Zion, he took some time off.
Wow.
You know? And so here's where he says, let's see, break this news. Oh, he signed up for his first half marathon, only running 3 days of the last 30. So he's saying he's been taking some time off. You know, normally he runs more. You know, and this one, he said, got to run a really cool half marathon with my friend Sarah. I ran 1 hour, 54 minutes, which is by far my slowest half, but it was a great step in the right direction as I get back to running.
Man, 1 hour, 50 minutes, that's awesome right there. Right now, I'm trying, I got 2, but we'll talk soon about that, but just 1 hour, 54, that's awesome for a half.
So, and then here, Medal Monday from the Run Through the Pines, half marathon yesterday. This is the first step in the return to racing. So he's got his medal here, bib number 9899, looking good. And so we just want to just give him a big shout out, welcome him back. We know he's been taking some time off, and he's back. Get the legs
back. Get some miles.
It's interesting because Simon, she ran the same 100-miler.
Did you know Simon in Spanish is Simón?
Nice.
Which means like, yeah. Like, are you going to do it? Yeah, Simón.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know Simon yet, but awesome.
Yeah,
give me the news. I want to hear it.
She's a beast too.
There you go.
So basically, we're reporting now. She just completed an 8K trail run, the Havok Trail Run 8K. She was bib number 621, and we're going to be increasing her stats. And so if you guys want to find out the results, their actual times, and kind of look at how it went down, we're going to be posting that on the website. We're going to be updating that to include the results. Those are 2 of our more known runners on the team.
Is she a planned guest at one point?
Yeah. So the plan is when I go up to Portland on June 10th for the 420 games, since now you guys are getting all the behind the scenes now. When I'm up in Portland, June 10th for the 420 games, that's when we're gonna get her on the show.
Nice.
So yeah, man, we're gonna see what's going on with that. So that's kind of the update on that. Of course, as you know, I didn't race last weekend. I haven't been running that much because I got my final exams, and
he's been hitting those books, guys, trying to get those A's.
Yeah. So, anyways, let's take our first commercial, and we'll get back. And yeah.
Here we go.
Getting Legal offers an informative and simple way for you to get your marijuana card. Why come to Getting Legal to get your marijuana card? We have a 99% approval rating and the lowest price in town. Avoid legal problems. Getting Legal can get you legal fast. Ready for a new start? Come in now and get relief from your chronic conditions affecting your quality of life. Call Getting Legal today at 702-979-9999. That's 702-979-9999. Or visit our website at gettinglegal.com to get your marijuana card today.
And we're back.
We're back. We're back.
All right, so now is the part of the show that I've been waiting on. This is a big race last weekend. A lot of photos have been going up, and I've seen a lot of big things. I wasn't able to be there. Again, I don't want to keep saying this.
I was sad he wasn't there.
I was doing my research. I had to do studying and whatnot. So this is only limited time before I go on summer vacation. However, you got to go to this race that I had hoped to go to, but I wasn't able to. The Flight of Fire.
Yes, I did. I was out there.
We knew you were going to be doing it because you were telling us. And we're talking about it and the big build up and everything. We basically released the episode. I felt like we had to release that episode before the race because we spoke about, the preparation and stuff.
Right, the 8-day plan.
The 8-day
which
plan.
I actually at the end figured out something which kind of blew my mind, and I'll share that with you also.
So I was like, I gotta release this now. I'm not gonna release this next week after the race. So I stuck with it that night and edited it, and I released it that next day on Friday so people could hear it before the race, or it could at least be out in the world in the present time. I always, that's a theme I like to go by. We're keeping up in the present time. So now we're recording this after the race,
It's been 4 days, guys. 4 days. I'm feeling bad. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, so, alright, so now give us the start from the beginning. Now one of the things about the races here in Las Vegas, when I go and look at a race, I have to sit down and think, what if nobody gives me a ride? That's why I always like to sign up on the day of the race. Race day sign-ups, that's normally what I wait for so I can organize a ride that day, or I can decide if I need to do it or not. That's why I don't like to pay in advance right now, because since I'm not driving, I have to depend on the ride, and so I'm always thinking, how am I going to get there? Especially with the trail runs, there's no way you're getting there. But this one
actually worked out pretty well. I've been out there that way before, so I knew how to get exactly to where I needed to be. Triple Dare made it pretty simple. Go to Red Rock Casino, they'll pick up you at Valet, and they shuttle you over to Red Rock.
Perfect.
I was like, oh, it's awesome.
This is what I'm talking
Triple
about.
Dare made it like VIP, baby. It was awesome. I showed up. Oh, they were right there. I got onto the shuttle. People were like, hey, happy. They're ready to go, man. It was awesome.
I seen that in the video too.
But the only thing, in order for me to get there on time, I had to wake up early. So once again, I got to wake up at what time, guys? 4 a.m. But I'm always up at that time doing my thing, getting ready. So I just had to do the same routine. This time, instead of running, I had to go out there and put out my stuff. I pre-planned my gear the night before. I posted my flat, did a video on it, so people can see everything that I'm getting ready to go and do this with.
Yeah.
And I was prepared. I was feeling nervous, as you know.
Let me tell you this. Originally I thought you were going to be doing the 10K. And then I thought you're possibly considering the half marathon.
Right.
And then the day or two before, I find out you're pretty much doing the half marathon. And so I'm like, I was like, have you transitioned to that, or
no? Originally, that was the plan. That's last year, 2016. That's where I was going for, chasing 13.1. That was what it was called, chasing 13.1. However, I failed, or I didn't fail because I completed something that I never done. You know what I'm saying? That's how you got to look at it, guys. You never fail something. If you tried, you learn something from it, and you probably achieve something that you've never done. But you didn't get the results you wanted. So next time, work hard for it, and then you move on. But yeah, so I couldn't go past the 10K mark. That was at 4,700 feet of elevation, especially at Red Rock. Inclines, that's no joke. My legs were done. I couldn't move.
It's last year.
That's last year.
Yeah.
So 6.1, I finished in 2 hours, 24 minutes.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, this year I'm about to do two things. I'm going to get a PR on my 10K, and I'm going to finish this half.
Oh.
I'm going to conquer it.
Ooh.
That was my mentality. Mind of a champion.
Yeah.
So here comes morning. I get on there. I get on the bus, and I take all the way down to Red Rock, get on the shuttle. The shuttle takes us to the visitor center where Triple Dare is set up, and they're getting this ready to go. I got about an hour. I'm over there. There's a lot of people that I know already. There's Jim from Elemental Timing. I talked to him for a little bit. He actually is going to give me some information and some advice on some running, because he's an old school runner. So he knows what he knows. He knows a lot of tricks and things to help.
Yeah.
So he's gonna give me some advice because I think I've made a good impression on him. You know? Okay. So that was done. Then I moved on. Then I talked to Heidi. Heidi gave me a big hug. It was awesome. I actually have it on footage, I think.
Yeah, you got to see the video too.
The video came out hot, guys. It's
part 1 and part 2.
Part 1 and part 2. Part 1 is the beginning from the night before to getting ready, and then part 2 is the day of and the run.
Man, I really wish I could have did that. Man.
So we went out there. I said hi to Heidi. She gave me a big hug, and I moved on to get to my spot where I'm gonna focus and get into with what I need to do.
And now because you're preparing to go into no man's land.
Correct. Like I said, I've only gone up that route 6 miles out, and that was it. I still had to do another freaking 7 more. I'm like, whew. So I don't know which way they're gonna go. I don't know how.
And not to mention this will be your first 13 all at once. Is that right?
No, this is my second 13 all at once.
Okay. Which one was the first?
The Rock and Roll Marathon.
Oh, the Rock and Roll. Oh, yeah, the Rock and Roll, yeah. Okay. This is your first trail 13.
My first trail 13.
Your first trail 13 all at once.
All at once.
All at once, yeah. Your first trail 13.
And guys, trail versus road is totally different. Google the difference. It just changes the whole game on running.
Trail's way better.
It trains you body better, I would say, because
it's more fun.
You're reacting to the environment more. Compared to the road, you're stuck on just one mode.
Yeah.
But I like being stuck in one mode. I mean, I don't mind switching it off here and there, but
I see what you're saying.
But yeah, so I went over there, and then I saw another good friend of mine, Glenda and Shelly from Simply Sensational Health, guys. Check them out. They're on Facebook.
Yeah, check them out.
It's a family business also. It's mother and daughter, great people. The mom is a massage therapist, and Shelly is a beach body specialist or a, what is it? Is it beach body? Yeah, it's a beach body. Yeah, beach body. I do apologize if I messed that up.
I have no idea. Sounds right.
Oh yeah.
Well, I was gonna say this. Just since you mentioned that with the massage therapist, I don't know all the details. I have to go back and check. But I know in the regulations discussions that were taking place over the past week or two, recently, I'm saying in the past week or two,
right.
They were talking about. There was the conversation about massage therapists being able to use infused oils, and this was a big conversation.
Oh, okay.
It's somewhere. I didn't hear it, but I heard it was spoken about,
nice.
And so that is the conversation, how the kind of relates, because now that's with massage therapy, that's another thing that's going to come in.
Oh,
especially
wow.
when people come in with this much pain,
right.
as we experience,
right.
They're going to want this infused oils from the massage therapist, and so there's going to be a big merging.
To absorb, and then a different method. Oh, yeah. That's awesome, man. I didn't know about that. I'm going to check that out. It might be something I could use for my hamstrings, for my thighs.
So now what happened? So you're filming. I see you filming. So did you start? I was trying because there was one good shot of all the runners going past.
Right.
And so I was like, "Is that you or are you?"
That was somebody else's that I used their footage from.
Okay. Because I was like, "Damn!" Because I was looking for you.
I am on there.
Okay. Because I was like,
I'm so in mode. You know, I'm like,
I got to go back and look because I'm looking and I'm like, no, he's filming. So he's not going to be there.
I'm like towards not the end. At the end, there's only 2 people coming.
Okay.
So I'm like maybe 10 seconds behind that, or in front of that. Okay. You'll see me. I'm in the corner, just like.
I gotta go see that
I
again.
went beast mode on it. You know.
I gotta go see that.
I was concentrating. I had the plan.
Okay, so yeah, break it down, man.
So of course, like I said, I got there. I started putting my gear on. I prepared my vest, make sure I had water, make sure I had my gels, make sure I had my what's it called, salt pills. And then I was eating fruit, what they had, which is bananas. I wanted to eat a lot of bananas. I was drinking water and just getting hydrated, you know. And of course, I've been hydrating the whole week and everything. I was going to say, yeah. So not just on there, but I just wanted to be ready. I was anxious. So then before that, I had about 10 minutes, so I decided to go for a brief 5-minute jog around. So I did that, and then I came back, felt loose. I got 3 minutes to go. I'm ready to start. So yeah, man, I start this race. I go into it. They say go. We're going down. I'm feeling confident. I had a plan, a semi-plan in my head. I'm saying to myself, I gotta be at mile 1 within 15 minutes. Mile 2, I'll be there maybe within 34 minutes. Mile 3, I should be maybe at 48 minutes. Mm-hmm. That was my first half plan. Get to that mark.
Okay.
So I'm doing my thing. My watch goes off exactly on 15 beep. Okay, I'm on point. And then I stop for about 3-4 minutes, relax and stretch out, just because I don't want to cramp up from the previous year. You know, I want to do it the right way. In my mind, this is what I'm thinking.
And that's what I was wondering about. Maybe we can get somebody to leave some comments or something. That's early to stop for that amount of time and stuff. I was recommending, instead of stopping at that amount of time, to keep the same time schedule, but just slow down your pace to meet that time schedule. But take out the stopping and stretching. At least for that first 3 miles. It's the first 3.
Right. No, and I understand that, but I think subconsciously I might have done it because
you knew the cramps were going to be there in the end.
Because I'm thinking, the cramps, I know they're coming. They're there regardless.
Yeah.
So that's pain that I know I got to accept.
Yeah.
Okay, guys? So this is what running is about. You got to have that passion.
You know it's going to be there.
You know it's going to be there.
You're not going to stop
So the only thing is make it comfortable on the way there, you know? But I think subconsciously I was being cautious because I'm a big guy still, you know. I got a lot of body. I got a lot of meat.
Yeah.
So I got to make sure that I'm okay.
Yeah.
So that was the game plan.
I see.
So let's go. Take it easy. Because from hearing from you, from other runners, take it easy. Whatever your speed is out there, bring it down half. Yeah. So I brought it down half, and I brought it down just a little notch. You know what I'm saying? Because like I told myself, I'm here to finish. So that's the plan. So I brought it down a notch. So that's what I stuck to. So I continued running. Mile 2, I hit it at 35.
Too fast. You said 38, right?
I say mile 2, I said 34.
You're supposed to do it.
34.
You're a minute slower.
So I'm actually a minute faster.
A minute faster.
So I'm like, okay, cool. So now I'm heading for my 5K mark. I hit at 52. So I'm under. I'm behind. I wanted to be at 48.
Okay.
You know, and I wasn't. I'm at 52.
Okay.
So what's that? 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm still not cramping. I'm still doing good.
Yeah.
I'm going. And
10 more miles to go.
I'm looking every run around. But this time there's nobody behind me. Nobody in front of me. I don't see no pacer yet. So I'm like, okay, cool. Look at the time. It's only 52 minutes. I'm still chugging along. I'm drinking water. I'm popping in. At one point, I stopped. I think I stopped at 6, like at the hour mark. I stopped for a little bit just to pop in the gel.
Yeah.
And then take at least a quick second, a minute of water, and then I continue. So
maybe that stopping for taking the break, that might be good. Actually, now
by that time I really needed it.
First trail
but luckily this section
that might be a good idea.
It was all straightaway, so that was kind of nice.
Oh, that's good.
You know?
Okay.
So now by mile 6, now we're coming inclines. You know, so mile 6, this is where I actually stopped last year. So I get to this marker. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling strong, and I'm like, yeah. No cramps yet.
It says mile 6. Now, is there aid stations, or how far apart are the aid stations?
The first station was a mile 4.
Mile 4, okay.
Yeah, so...
And you stopped there? Tell us about that.
I went up there. They had Gatorade, juice...
Chips or...
chips.
Candy or...
bananas. It was pretty basic, nothing too fancy.
Did you get your grub on, or...?
No, I got my drink on.
No grub?
No, not really.
Not yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I wasn't hungry yet. I don't have to eat constantly, but at the same time, this is something I'm still working on. That I notice is very important, the nutrition aspect of the running when you're running the long distances. I got to learn that. I still got to fine tune it. I'm not a professional at it yet. I'm still learning my body and how to do it, because it's key, especially from our conversation we had last time with the cramps and everything. That's part of the hydration and part of what I'm putting in the body. You know, and then I've noticed the gels, they're too sweet for me. They make me want to actually drink more.
But you're supposed to drink after you have the gel to help it work the best way so that it breaks down properly. So after you do the gel, you gotta drink.
Which is just drink. But yeah, it just made me like, well, and I think that actually kind of was bad for me because it made me drink all my reserves when I wasn't even at the next aid station. You know, I had a couple more.
You're so thirsty.
Yeah.
You had peanut butter or something.
Yeah, and the vanilla.
Yeah.
I was like, dope.
That's my favorite.
But yeah, guys, so I managed to get to the 6 month.
And what'd you drink at the aid station?
I drank Gatorade, electrolytes.
Okay,
I needed electrolytes. And then they gave me, by this time I was beginning to just a little.
Did you know anybody there?
At the particular, no, I did not. I did not know nobody there yet.
Uh-huh.
After I passed.
All right, now you go on to mile 6.
Mile 6.
Yeah.
By then, the sweeper caught up to me.
Yeah.
And then it turns out...
The sweeper is the person that goes behind at the end of the race and collects all the flags that mark the race and pick up all the markings.
Correct. And at the same time, make sure that the last runners are okay and they keep up with him, you know. So by this time, the sweeper did catch up to me. And luckily, it was a person that I had on my Facebook. It's a friend of a friend on Facebook, which I didn't know until that day. That was his name is the Luna Runner. Nice. He's the gentleman that runs with the Luna sandals.
Oh yeah,
and that's
my homie.
This guy is awesome. His name is Robert. So for a while, me and Robert were just out there talking. He was actually giving me that focus when I did start to get a little pain, and he's like, "Hey man, you okay?"
What mile?
I would say mile 8. That's when I actually started cramping up. And he's like, "Hey, are you okay?" He's like, "You got enough water?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." He's like, "Do you want me to stay behind you or do you want me to follow along?" I said, "No, it's okay if you want. Let me be for right now." So he let me be. So I was just trucking along, trying to fight through, you know?
Yeah, I wish we had some drone footage.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Rocky.
Yeah, right. Soon, buddy, soon we'll do that. But yeah, so... we get to the point he actually decided to stay back to do something, and I kept moving along. Eventually, I get to, I would say, mile 9.
Yeah.
And I'm following the path.
Where's the next aid station? Do you know? Do you know how far away it is?
I remember the last station I stopped at was mile 11.
Okay.
And then after that, let me see, give me a second.
All right, now keep going. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the actual aid stations.
All right.
It was, if you asked me then, I would. Cause I was so pumped. Sorry guys, so pumped. But yeah, but mile 9, I'm really feeling it now. You can see it on the video that I posted on Facebook. I'm into almost, I would say 3 hours. Okay, 3 hours of running and doing this. I'm looking at my watch. I'm saying, okay, I'm on mile 9. I could do this. In my head, I'm thinking PR, thinking 3 hours, 30 minutes. But now the cramping is really kicking in, you know. And I'm like, okay, I'm at 3 hour marker. I'm like, okay, let's push. I'm trying to move as fast as I can. Cramps really kick in now. At the same time, I'm looking around. Nobody there. Nobody in front of me. Nobody behind me.
At least it's not getting dark.
It's not dark. Yeah, that was a good thing. So now I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, this is where the mentality aspect comes too. You know, you're like, what do you? I'm like, you already did it. You already finished. Why continue? You know, that's what my mind is saying, and I'm like, why continue? Because I'm fucking Mr. Run to Improve. I gotta do this. I told myself I'm gonna finish it. You know, and then I stopped. And then I cramped up. So, by me having that little doubt, it like got me off my game because it made me stop. And as soon as I stopped, I cramped because of it. So that caused me about 4 or 5 minutes because I was there just like in pain. I'm trying to get back on my feet straight, you know, and I'm like, I can't. And I'm like, and now the time, I'm looking at the time now, it's 3:45. I'm like, okay, PR, no PR now. Now that goal is out of the water. So
it's a trail PR. Your trail PRs are different than road PRs.
This is my first rodeo on a trail.
So that's going to be a PR.
In my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, this is how it's supposed to be.
First of all, let me tell you guys something about the rock and roll. It's flat. It's level. It's straight shot. It's super good run to. Well, I tried to like break my PR there.
Right.
And I think I did PR, but I didn't reach the goal I was trying to reach. I think I was trying to be 3 hours and 30 minutes. That's what I was trying to do. Right. And, wait, no. An hour. Wait, what did I do? The half or the? Yeah, I did the half. I was trying to do the half in an hour and 30 minutes. And I was trying to do the half in an hour and 30 minutes. I said, this is straightaway. It's a straight shot. I can do this. But everybody was in my way. There were so many people there. They were blocking me. I couldn't run fast. I had to keep moving around like a football player. So, but it is a straight, flat shot. So you can't compare that time to this trail when you're deep out in Red Rock.
In my mind, I'm comparing distance.
Yeah,
I'm not comparing nothing else.
It's not the same because it's trail and road.
I learned it the hard way.
Different PRs.
It's different.
That's your trail footing, PR, man.
Different footing, different environment. There's a lot of rocks. There's a lot of gravel. There's a lot of sand. There's cliffs. There's embankments. There's everything. And you're climbing. You're moving. You're trying to step. You got to also be aware of where you're stepping because there could be a rattlesnake.
And I don't know if they got this at Red Rock, but if not, you're going to want to keep this in mind when you go out toward Boulder City and stuff. On the mountain bike parts where they got the big downhills.
Oh, yeah, it goes all the way down and you go all the way to the bottom. And
no, I'm talking about like a big drop, like we kind of like got to scurry down this.
Oh, yeah. And then you run all the way up.
Yeah. They got those things.
Oh, that on those are... Once you're coming down, especially cramping, I'm trying not to lose my footing.
Yeah.
I get to the bottom, now I got to go back up.
Yeah.
I'm doing I called it the crap walk. Back.
Sometimes I kind of like gallop up the side, like.
Yeah, exactly. Side step. But yeah, so I get back to, I made it, actually, I think, let me backtrack a little bit, guys. I made it to mile 7, let me see. Yes, mile 7. At mile 7, that's where I got kind of sidetracked, and I was like, okay, which way am I going? Because the yellow flags went up to the paved road, and then they went, and then it was just nothing. And then I saw another yellow, orange marker, but that wasn't actually their marker. It was the land marker, right? So I was like, okay. So the distance that I was supposed to, from where I lost, I should have gone down and I would have picked it up and there would have been another path. So from there to, I would say, let me see, mile 7.5, 8, 9, 10. To mile 10, it was maybe like all straightaway pavement. But it was hot, the rocks, and I showed it there when I'm running. And that was the same distance that I would have been running down there. So in that way, I kind of got confused, right? But then I managed to get to mile 11, which is where I saw another friend of mine, Yoka, and then she was like, "Okay." I was like, "You look," I didn't even recognize her. I'm like, I was so out.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm tired. I'm like, "You look like a friend that I know." I'm like, her name is Yoka. She goes, "Who's way? It's me." I'm like, "Oh boy, hey," I'm so tired by then. I couldn't. I'm trying not to let my cramps really kill my moment, kill my journey, And I'm like, ugh. So once again, you want water? I'm like, yeah. They took they were awesome. They actually took my bag out of my back. They filled it up with water, put it back in there, gave me the thing. They gave me the electrolytes. And here you go.
This the aid station.
This is the aid station.
Okay.
Yeah. So they held me out right there. They
did the stuff.
That was awesome.
Thanks, guys.
I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much, Yoka, for taking care of me at that point. Because this is now the home stretch.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready.
Now, was there any doubt in your mind? Because you said at one point you were like, you did it, you're already done.
The doubt was there towards the, I would say, like I said, mile 7, 8, 9. That's when I'm hurting the most and asking myself, why am I doing this?
Because it's kind of like the equivalent of a marathon. Now you're at mile 20. When at mile 20, that's when I'm like, Why? If I could just not do this and, you know.
Yeah, because by now it's 4 hours now.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, at hour 4.
Hour 4 already at mile 11. You know, so in my mind, I'm like, mile 11, 3 miles. I'm thinking 4:30. I was thinking in my mind for a brief moment, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do this for the 4:20. I'm going to get it 4:20 on the dot.
Dang!
You know, that's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, let me do that.
What?
And I was like,
a 5K.
So I was like,
about to go ham on them.
and then I tried. No, that didn't work. The cramps went ham on me. So I was like, okay, I'll shoot for 4:45.
Yeah.
So there I go again, you know. So I finally get to mile 12.
Okay.
It's coming down. I see the station.
Okay. The finish line, or
no? I see they have like an observation.
Oh, observation deck. Yeah.
Observation deck where they come out and they see the desert.
Yeah.
But they can see the trail that turns and goes all the way back up. So I'm coming down that section, right? And I'm thinking the music, and then I'm like, okay, I'm almost done. I'm trying to fight the pain.
Yeah.
So then I turned the corner, and then I could see the hill, and I stopped.
Yeah.
Once again, I stopped. The cramp on my right leg triggers. So
Why'd you stop though?
Because the hill.
You wanted to catch your breath and give it a look. You had to make your plan how to get up there.
I was like, oh shit. And then as soon as I said that, boom, my cramp kicks in on my right leg. I was like,
damn.
And guess what happened? Left kicks in. So now I got both of them.
I don't mean to be laughing.
No, it was funny, and it was painful at the same time. So then
I'm laughing because I can relate to, because like in a marathon it's kind of the same. I feel like
I could imagine, man. You guys 26 miles, equivalent to
the timing out there after 4 hours.
Yeah,
of running.
especially by this time my water was low. I was trying to finish. I was trying to push through the pain.
Yeah,
and you know I didn't have no more gels. I just had a couple things left. You know, I was down to the nitty gritty. I'm like, I need to finish. I need to get through. So, of course, once my other leg cramped up, I went down to the floor, and I'm freaking on the floor. Basically, I wouldn't say punching the floor, because that would actually hurt more than just slapping the floor. Yeah. So I'm slapping it open. The ground.
Yeah.
I'm like, trying to like, and at the same time, the other hand squeezing the cramp. Like, Last time when I did the 13, the Run the Canyons, I ended up with all bruises because of that. Because the pain was so intense, I had to squeeze so hard to release or to stop the cramp.
The bruises from where you were squeezing your leg.
Yeah. And at the same time, they came out the other end too because of where it was cramping. So it was a combination of both. But this time that didn't happen, you know. So I was like, Next thing I notice, I look up and I notice people at the observation day looking towards me. I was like, I was screaming like literally on top of my lungs, and people were like, what the heck is going on? And I'm like, what? There's people there? So in my mind, I'm like, okay, suck it up. And then
because that could be a serious injury, and they're thinking that they are witnessing this. Yeah,
right. But in my mind,
so they're
I'm not
worried and
that.
stuff. Yeah. You're not thinking about that. You're like, damn.
So 5 minutes later, this guy comes out of nowhere with a hat, and he's like, hey, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, sir, I'm just cramping. He's like, you got water? I'm like, yes, sir, I got cramping. You need help? You need somebody to come up there? I'm like, no, sir, I'll be okay. Just I got to deal with this pain and, accept it, and then I'll be okay. He's like, okay. And then as soon as that happens, like out of nowhere, a good friend of mine, Kathy, comes out. And she's like, hey, Jose, you okay? I'm like, I'm trying to finish, Kathy. I'm just cramping so bad. She's like, here, have a banana. She gave me a banana. She's like, I'm going to tell somebody that they ran the wrong way, but I'll come back and help you. So by the time she came back, I actually managed to get on my feet. I'm still not fully straight. I'm doing I would say hunched over walking. I'm hunched over, slowly walking. So I start moving, and now I'm at 4 hours and 35 minutes. Okay, guys? And I'm at mile 11 and a half. No, mile 12 mile 12, okay? You got 1 mile left.
All right, let's stop right here. Take
Okay.
a quick break. I hadn't realized how long we've been going. Let's take this quick break, and we'll finish with the last mile when we get back. All right?
Attention medical marijuana patients. Do you know what your cannabis actually contains? Are there heavy metals, pesticides, or even mold? And what strength is it really? And is it really what you need? Well, the answers to these questions are simple. DigiPath Labs. DigiPath Labs is a Nevada state-approved medical marijuana testing facility whose scientists carefully test products for safety and potency, all within the state's rigorous mandate. You can buy with confidence and trust knowing DigiPath Labs has tested your medicine. If you're a licensed grower, dispenser, extractor, or edibles manufacturer in Nevada and want unparalleled customer service and consumer confidence, go to digipathlabs.com and find out what we can do for you. And as a patient, only go to dispensaries that carry the DigiPath Labs seal of approval. That's digipathlabs.com, DIGIPATH labs.com. Or call us at 702-209-2429. That's 702-209-2429.
All right, after all that time, going through, stopping, taking your breaks, cramping, and falling down while the people from the observation deck got worried, now you're all the way at mile 12. You got 1 mile left for your first trail half marathon.
And basically, I got to go up this hill, make a right, go all the way, do a full circle, come back up the hill, come back down, all the way down to a straightaway that comes out back to where it began. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm slowly going that way, hunched over, and then once again out of nowhere, another friend of mine pops out. Give me 1 second, guys.
Hello? Yeah. You just got here. Thanks. Bye.
And we're back. So where was I? So after I managed to get back up, I was hunched over walking up this hill. Out of nowhere, I get another good friend of mine comes out, Coach Reno. He came out of nowhere. I was like, "Hey, Jose, you okay?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't think I can make it." But this time, I'm like really hurting to the point where I'm doubting, And
are you a mile or less than a mile away?
I'm about a mile left. Mm-hmm. But it seemed to be the hardest mile ever, man. It was just unbearable pain. I'm really hurting. I'm trying to finish. I was barely moving my feet, like I would say less than 5 inches at a stride, Mm-hmm. So it's very painful. And Coach Rhino, he's just walking. For him, it's just a breezy walk. It's like, oh, and I'm like, it was like, come on, Jose, you can do it. Think of everything you've been through. And I was like, yeah, I'm doing it. I'm like, I'm coming, Coach. It's like, but he made the pain a little bit more bearable because, one, I admire the guy. He knows his things, and hopefully I'll be working with him soon to get to the next level, guys. Coming up in the next 6 months or so, it's gonna happen. So keep an eye on that. So you're gonna see some stuff. Some big changes coming up. But yeah, so he helped me in that sense stay motivated where I regained my train of thought, which is let's do this. Mind of a champion. Let's go ahead, And it's okay to have doubts, but just don't dwell on them. And at the same time, don't fear what you don't know, because you got to put yourself out there in order to try to see where you're at. And now I know what I'm capable of to that point. Being by this time I'm looking at my watch, it's saying 4:50. And I got now apparently a quarter mile left because I see them out there, and in my mind I'm thinking, yeah, I did it. I finally did it. I'm running, and then luckily Heidi and Shelly from Simply Sensational come running towards us. They got water bottles for me. They're like, hey, Jose, come on, let's go, let's finish it. And they pushed me through that little quarter mile onto the pavement area where they had everything set up. Usually one thing with these is a lot of people, and this is something that I've encountered when I started my running in the beginning, in the first year till today. Sometimes when you are considered the slowest runner, by the time you finish, everything's packed up, everybody's gone, everybody was back home resting, They took maybe 2.5 hours, 3 hours at most, while I'm out there for 5, But luckily, I still had this small group of people that believe in what I'm doing, and I appreciate everything they did for me. As soon as I got there, Glenda from Simple Sensational, she was there waiting with me with a chair. She started working on my legs right away because she knew that the cramps were going to be unbearable. Her daughter was massaging my back. Heidi gave me water, and they were just like all proud of me, and I love that. That feeling was awesome, That was a genuine feeling of them supporting what I'm trying to accomplish.
And you just did an amazing feat there. This isn't something that we mention in every episode. This is so a lot of people. I know, depending on when they tune in, is going to be how they have their image of you in their mind, because of course this is a podcast. Some people might not know what we look like by the time they hear this episode and stuff, and I'm gonna put this episode out next week or whenever, coming up in the next couple of days, and promote it in different ways in different places. And I feel like some people are going to be, as we go through week by week, some people are going to be tuning in for the first time on that week's episode is the first time they're going to ever hear from us. Gotcha. And because we don't explicitly state this all the time, because we kind of just go on with our conversation, right? Because we got our great audience here that listens to every single episode, that knows exactly who we are all the time.
We appreciate you guys. Thank you for following us.
But some of the people are just tuning in, so they may not know if we don't say it every time about like the work you do with the weight loss long distance running, and that this is a huge feat of trail run and why it took that long,
Right. I mean, to me, I was trying to go out there and do that PR and finish the half, and luckily I was able to do it. I knew the pain was coming, so I accepted it, and I still went through with it, even though I knew it was there. So sometimes, I guess, life, we know what we got to do, but we don't want to deal with the pain, so we don't do it. So sometimes it's better to deal with the pain to get to the next level, to get to the next step, so that way you accomplish, But yeah, it was amazing, man. I couldn't believe that.
I mean, I was at home just like, damn, today's the day. And I was like, is he going to do the 10K? Is he going to do the half? Even after the race, I saw pictures going up online. And I know, because they're like taking him at the race and like posted it type after they get done. Right. Because with the timing and when it started and stuff. And so I know like, well, he's not going to be done quite yet. So I knew like you weren't going to be in those first pictures that started coming out on social media and stuff. Right. And I was thinking it's going to take him a little longer probably before you go home and post it and all that stuff.
Yeah, but that was a trip in itself. I mean, luckily after everything was done, we ended up hanging out for about 30 minutes. Then they decided, hey, you know what? We're all going to go have lunch. So we all went and had lunch together, which it was an awesome experience for me. Hanging out with Triple Dare, hanging out with Simply Sensational. And it was just awesome vibes, and they were great company. I love being with them, Thank you very much, Heidi, for allowing me to be a Triple Dare ambassador.
Hell of an ambassador, man. You're doing your thing. And this is the biggest thing for me. It made me really rethink my definition of a runner and how not a runner, a marathoner, and how I see a marathoner. Because when you were telling me that you finished in 5 hours, that's when it started like rearranging in my mind, like, damn, that's how long he spent that long in the desert. And I know in the trail runs, a lot of times you're by yourself. Right. Even if you're fast or slow or medium, no matter what speed you are, you could end up there by yourself. Nobody in front of you, nobody behind you, And so I was like, damn, he's out there in the desert for 5 hours getting it in. I'm like, this dude is serious.
Yeah, my philosophy is once you've been in it, or once you get in it, you got to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? So don't hesitate. Hesitation just gets you nowhere. So just jump in it and go get it.
Well, My hat goes off to you. Congratulations on that race.
Thank you, sir.
We had another guy out there, Mountain High Adventures. He's down with the team.
Oh, okay.
You know, he was out there. I don't got his exact stats, but he was telling me he had a good time out there.
Oh, nice. I got to definitely look him up and reach out.
Yeah. We'll get you guys together at the next race, too.
Let's see. Now, also, so just let me wrap it up, guys, just to let you know. So, this is the fun part. I got to tell you this. This is the aftermath.
Don't want to miss this. Okay, so what happened next?
So I'm still feeling sore, right?
Yeah.
And I gotta slowly get into a truck, and I gotta be very careful because any twitch, I'm gonna be feeling that cramp because it's in a tight space. So I get home, they give me a ride. Once again, now I'm hunched over.
So would you maybe get another ride, or do you think you're gonna take the bus, or did you plan for that after? Was the ride planned already?
No, the ride was not planned. So, and I didn't even think it was going to take 5 hours because the shuttles were only going to run for so long. So by the time I would have finished, imagine this would have been the big damn, and this is just a hypothetical.
This happened in another dimension.
It happened in another dimension, okay? Where Mr. Run to Improve finishes, but the company, they're like, hey, we're done. We packed up everything, and they take off.
They're gone.
The shuttle service stops at a certain point, and then I finish, but there's nobody there, and there's no shuttle, and I'm cramping. By this time, it'll be 6 p.m., 8 o'clock, and I'll be sober,
In another dimension, you just made that happen. Why you do that to him?
Yeah, I was saying that whatever we think, we could create in another dimension. But yeah, so luckily that didn't happen in this one. I had my support out there, and I appreciate you guys very much for bringing me and for believing in what I'm doing, representing for you guys. And I'm doing it not just for me, but to show you that I believe that if anybody could do it, it's each individual. It's in us. We just got to put our will to it and get to it. But yeah, so I get home. I'm hunched over trying to get to the door. I open the door, and now the real pain kicks in. Now, by this time, my legs are really no more. I fall on the floor right there. I lock the door, and I'm trying to move. I can't. I'm trying to get up. I can't. The legs are just not working. So I just chill for an hour there, just chilling. So put it this way, I got to the bedroom by crawling. So I used my 2 hands and I crawled all the way over. Sounds pathetic, but I couldn't get up. I was trying. The more I did it, the more So I managed to somehow I made it to the top of the bed. And I managed to just put my legs over the bed where they're kind of folded. So I'm just laying halfway, not fully laying down on bed, because I know that if I go to bed right there on the spot, when I wake up, oh my God.
What?
Your muscles cool down.
Yeah.
They come back to I would say a normal home without being stretched out and everything. And they're really stretched out. My calves were sizes of freaking football. They look like footballs. They were huge. Luckily, as of right now, they're not that big. They're back to normal. Mm-hmm. But they were so tender, so inflamed. I was like, oh.
Damn.
So I chilled, and I managed to. I'm like, I gotta stay awake. I gotta move around. I can't let my body cool down, at least for the next 2-3 hours. I gotta keep moving. So I stayed awake, and I felt like I needed a walker. But luckily I had my dog, which she was just there licking for some reason she kept licking my knees. I was like, stop. But I guess she knew what was going on,
Yeah, she's trying to give you a kiss.
Yeah, she's like, kiss the boo-boo, kiss the boo-boo. But yeah, guys, so I finally managed to get a shower. No cramps there, luckily. But then I couldn't get out of the shower.
Couldn't step over the...
I couldn't step over the thing. So I had to wait until I had enough courage to just say, okay, if it comes, I got to do it in 2 steps. So luckily...
What? You couldn't like sit down and like...
I couldn't bend down either. If I bend down, the hamstrings will kick in.
Yeah.
If
so you just chill, man. Stand up there.
I was just like that. I was like that with crossed arms like that with the shower. I was like, oh man.
I'm just gonna chill in here for a while.
Basically, I was there for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So then I finally got the courage enough to say, okay,
it's dangerous too because slip and fall, So
that's why I didn't want to move too much because by this time my girlfriend Elizabeth, she's still at work. I'm by myself at the house in the bathroom, cramping. I don't want to fall. I don't want to hurt myself. So I just took my time. And it's funny because this pain just like you're like, why did you do this? You know it's gonna come, but at the same time you're like, no, this is what you wanted. This is validation of what you just did, which is awesome, and you did it. So
yeah, man, you might because of how challenging it was to get out of the shower, and how dangerous it could be for a slip and fall. Maybe wait a little bit longer if possible if you get in that situation just for safety,
Right, but like I said, my main concern is I didn't want to get cold, or I didn't want to waste too much time because I knew if I did or if I didn't get a shower, then it was just gonna be worse.
Yeah. And
the shower really helped ease my muscles with the hot water.
Nice.
So yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Hell of a job.
Yeah. Check out the videos, guys, on YouTube. Part 1, Part 2. You'll love them. I got to upload some photos still. I still got some photos to upload, but it's great. It was a great time.
I tell you what, once you came out, I was like, and you posted some photos and stuff, I was like, yes. Especially when I found out you did the half, I was like, holy cow. I still didn't know the time for a while because we didn't talk for a few days, a day or two, or the next day, or that day, later that day. It was a few hours. This was like, I was trying to tune in and get the news, look on social media, see if you posted anything, check in.
I couldn't post it. I was trying to.
There's signal out there. Yeah, the signal.
Up there, there was no signal for my phone service. Yeah. But then when I got home, I just couldn't move. So
I knew that was going to happen. I wanted to talk to you, and I was trying to tune in, because especially when I started seeing the pictures and I knew you were there, and I was like, oh shit, any time now, in an hour or two, couple hours, he'll probably be in a photo or something. Right. And, but yeah, man, I was very impressed, man. I think you did an amazing feat, and, check out the videos on YouTube, Part 1 and Part 2, they're both up there.
Yeah, definitely, guys, and I'm not done yet. I got another run coming up on Saturday, 10K. It's called Run for Life, which I'm going to be out there representing. They're actually showing some love already. They gave me a big shout out on Facebook. So I'm going to be out there running for the cause that helps stop kid trafficking, child trafficking, So it's a pretty big issue happening around us every day, So I'm going to be out there running for that to help this company share the awareness and help these families that have gone through this with their kids. So it's pretty cool.
Well, damn, sounds like a nice little run out there. I hope you have fun.
Yeah.
And we're going to get to this commercial break and then come in with just a little bit more stuff. All right.
Hi, I'm with Jim McAlpine, and he is the founder of the 420 Games. Hi, Jim.
Hey, how are you doing, Janelle?
I'm doing great. So tell our viewers, what is the 420 Games?
So the 420 Games are athletic events to destigmatize healthy and responsible cannabis use.
All right, so what inspired you for that?
Well, as marijuana looks to become legal here or be on the ballot in 2016, I wanted to set up events that would set standards and ethics for the way that it's brought into our culture.
All right, so you have an event coming up. Tell our viewers what's that.
It is the 420 Games Run. It's a 4.20 mile run through the park.
Very family friendly?
Very much so. No smoking at the event. Nice. My 6-year-old runs, and it's a fun run walk, so anyone can do it.
All right, sounds great. For more information, all you have to do is go to the website 420games.org. Jim, great information. Thank you.
All right, guys, and we're back. And so, yeah, next I wanted to talk about this Green Flower Media. I don't know if you guys heard about Green Flower Media online. The other day they had a health conference, I think it was, health summit. And it was free. It was a live stream, and it was free. It was for 2 days. And one of the panels on there was for sports. And so I tuned in, and I saw that they had Bas Rutten on there. First. Alright, let me start over. So, anyways, I tuned in, and I saw that they had some. The reason I tuned in, first of all, I want to give a shout out to MJ Fitnut, because I had signed up for this because like a free cannabis summit, and I've been hearing a lot about Green Flower. I knew they were like kind of got buzz and word of mouth going on, and
Okay.
One of my mentors was telling me about it. And so I was like, about Green Flower themselves. And so I saw they had a live stream conference for free for 2 days. And I knew that was around the time of my finals. That's another part of the reason. That's also what I was doing while you were on the run, that conference. So I forgot all about this because I was thinking about Swizzy's out there doing the Flight of Fire. Let me look on his Facebook and see if he posted a picture. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I forgot about the health conference that was going on. And then MJ Fitnut had posted a picture reminding everybody about the conferences today. So I went and I got to participate.
Nice.
Same thing happened on Sunday because I asked on the comment board, when's the sports one? They're like Sunday at 2 o'clock. And so then Sunday comes around, I kind of forget about it. And then MJ Fitnut again posted something on Instagram or Facebook or something. Don't forget the Green Flower reminded me again 2 days in a row. So shout out to MJ Fitnut. Check him out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Nice.
Yeah, check them out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. They got a lot of good stuff. And also, right along with that, they had the NFL, some NFL players. Do you know these guys here? Or
Edmund Brinton and Eugene Monroe. Haven't heard of them.
Okay. I think they were... I know Eugene Monroe.
Oh, Monroe. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Monroe.
Yeah. So anyways, these are NFL players, former NFL players. So I don't know. Might have been a long time ago. I don't know. They didn't look like old guys. But anyhow.
Fairly late 80s probably. Or 80s.
I don't think they're that old.
Well, hey, I'm at 82.
Oh, born. You talk about when they're born. I thought we talked about when they played.
No, not that old.
Like they didn't play back then. So anyhow, and they were just talking about a lot of the. They were on the sports panel and just raising awareness. They're with a group called Athletes for Care.
Oh, okay.
And
nice.
so I didn't get a chance to look up Athletes for Care, and I'm gonna try to do more about. Because as you guys,
I might have to reach out to them.
You guys don't know this, but recently we've been putting together these little itineraries to kind of go over what we're going to talk about beforehand.
Just to make it easier on us and to be able to share these messages and these events.
And so we don't forget anything, and also to kind of carve out the time for the show. And but one of the things I want to do is, now that we have this list of things, like I wish I would have went in and looked up Athletes for Care so that I could actually clearly report on it more so than...
Correct.
So I'm going to start looking into some of that stuff.
Now, with that NFL thing, I did hear something which is kind of interesting.
Okay.
This gentleman that just got drafted by the Cleveland Browns, his name is John Ross. Okay. He recently said a comment that he's like, I think I could beat Usain Bolt in the 40-yard dash. So this message somehow, through the internet, managed to get to Usain Bolt. And then they interviewed Usain Bolt, asking him, so what do you think of this? And then Usain Bolt said, no way. And he gave a chuckle, which, as you know, Usain Bolt is labeled the fastest man on Earth, right? Or something like that, I believe.
Yeah, he's the fastest man on Earth.
On Earth. And the second one is the Flash, but he's just... yeah, guys, I like the Flash on the CW, so check it out. Free publicity for them for right now. But yeah, so he made a comment saying that a lot of people want to come up to the top of the ladder without coming up the ladder.
Without climbing it.
Yeah.
So
he said, there's no way. So that's why he said, good luck. No chance. So that was kind of awesome. That analogy, he said.
Interesting.
You know, and yeah, I'm like, yeah, a lot of people want to climb the ladder, get to the top without doing the work or without putting the climbing in. So you got to climb to where you want to go. And what better way to say that? Simple analogy.
Nice. Another guy that was on that same panel with the athletes was MMA fighter Bas Rutten.
Ah, okay.
He's a famous fighter from back in the day.
Nice.
He's a top-notch badass, and I didn't know that he was such a big cannabis supporter and stuff like that. So I got to look more into what he's been doing because I didn't.
Nice.
He wasn't really on my radar.
Yeah,
I know he was friendly, but I didn't know he was out on panels and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
Now, speaking of MMA. You know, I like to report on some of the stuff that's been going on in MMA. Let me make sure I got all my notes here to report to you guys. But there's been some big news developing. And as usual, I'm a little late. I'm not exactly breaking the news, but I'm letting my audience know about this stuff. So if you guys go on Instagram, you guys do know I am a hardcore MMA fan. I always tune in. My homie Swizzy knows.
He's already here every Friday.
I watch the UFC matches. I watch them all live. I love the UFC. And I don't love the UFC, but like the fighters and stuff, and MMA, I watch some Bellator and stuff like that. But UFC, I always watch their stuff live. Bellator, sometimes I catch after.
Nice.
Anyhow, for those of you who may know, and okay, all you runners out there, all you smokers out there, don't feel like I'm gonna lose you for a minute. I'll try to keep you guys up to speed. But anyhow, Kelvin Gastelum. Now, I don't have these guys' weight classes because I'm not a prepared journalist like that. But in the future, I will. Okay.
We'll hold you to that.
Yeah. So Kelvin Gastelum is a really great MMA fighter in the UFC. He recently got suspended. Okay, he got suspended by the for testing positive for marijuana, THC, in his
system.
Piss test.
Gotcha. Okay,
and they declared it an in-competition use. Okay, now the limit for in-competition use is 150 nanograms per milliliter of blood. Okay, 150 nanograms per milliliter of blood. That means you used it in competition. Okay. Now, in competition means, normally in competition means 12 hours before the fight and 12 hours after the fight. If it's in your, that much, more than 150 nanograms in your system, 12 hours before or 12 hours after, it's in competition. Okay. However, that rule has recently been changed because if you remember when Nate Diaz was using the vape pen at the press conference, that caused a change to take place where now in competition is 12 hours before the fight and then up to an hour after the fight, or no, up to an hour after the medical exam of the fight. So basically, you don't have to wait 12 hours to use your CBD or to medicate. No anymore. And this change just recently took place.
Wow, that's a good pioneer move, I would say.
Yeah, for
that law to change that way.
Yeah, not necessarily law, but rule and the rule. And so now Kelvin Gastelum goes down to Brazil. Tests, I think, don't quote me on this, but more than 150 nanograms. I heard it was like 180 nanograms, okay? During his UFC, right? He wasn't going to his UFC fight.
Right.
Now, let me say this. Like, here in Vegas, I think it's something like if you have 2 nanograms, you're driving under the influence. I have 2 nanograms all time, every day.
So on average, and I'm pretty sure there's non-smokers would want to know, when you take the size of a joint, how many nanograms are in that?
Now, depending on if you smoke it or if you eat it or however you ingest it or what kind it is, it's gonna depend on how much, But I don't know the science behind it. But believe me, if you get pulled over after smoking a joint, it's going to show more than 2 nanograms. Okay? For sure.
Dope.
Even the next day.
You still have more than 2.
You could maybe have 2 nanograms the next day. You smoke that joint that night, boom, 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 go to bed. The next day, da-da-da-da-da, get pulled over on your way to work. 2 nanograms, driving under the influence. So there is some stuff that we need to work on, and I'm going to find out more about the exact nanograms. It's unreasonably low, and that's what we have to address here shortly. And I'm not trying to get all political.
Okay.
But anyway, so Kelvin Gastelum had like 180.
Right.
You know, but he quits. He says he quits smoking or quits using cannabis 3 times or 3 weeks every time he goes to a fight. So, and he does that every time. So he says he quit 3 weeks ago, before this fight, as usual. So anyhow, he uses it for pain and for sleep. He's got a license in California where he trains at. Now, the win he beat Vitor Belfort in the first round with like a first round stoppage, and they ended up overturning the win. Okay. That a whole crap load of money is gone there. His win bonus.
Right.
Okay, and then they fined him 20% of his purse.
Wow.
So after both of those, and then he has to pay for like certain doctor things or whatever.
Right.
So after all that encompasses, let's just say it's somewhere around $100,000 or more. Because what ended up happening is this affected his fight with Anderson Silva. Now because he got suspended by the Brazilian Commission for 90 days for this marijuana test, he got suspended for 90 days. His next fight was like in 84 days on June 3rd. Okay? So he gets a 90-day suspension. That means it's suspended till June 11th.
Right.
Now these fights can't be moved around and stuff because they're in certain cities and they got certain things they got to do, and you know. So he is just off that card to meet the 90-day suspension, and that was going to be like the biggest fight. He was going to go against Anderson Silva. It's going to be potentially one of his biggest money fights.
Right.
So it's over $100,000, and that's my personal estimation. $100,000, not counting the Anderson Silva fight that was could possibly propel his career.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But now he's suspended. You know, and a lot of people he's questioning this test. You know, but at the same time, he's already accepted all the punishment and agreed to the fines and everything, so I don't think he's like questioning it. But so scratch that part about questioning the test. He says he didn't smoke and didn't use cannabis in the 12 hours in competition, and he quit 3 weeks earlier. That's what he says.
Right.
And so anyhow, the USADA, which is the regulatory body over in the United States, they also gave him a 90-day suspension as well.
Oh, wow. So on top of that?
No, it's the same time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so one, he's suspended from Brazil because that next fight was in Brazil. The next fight on June 3rd is in Brazil. Anderson Silva's big fight.
Wow.
And so now, also another thing, his mom found out. She didn't know.
Yeah, that he was a fighter? Or
that he used cannabis.
Oh.
She didn't know. And so he's, you know, and that's a bunch of...
How did she take it?
Not, you know, it's...
Not well.
Yeah, so that's a whole big another thing in his life that he's got to deal with now.
Right.
His mom found out, and I don't know.
Well, I'm pretty sure the mom will understand, especially when her son takes so many hits to the head, to the body, you know.
So yeah, she's just got to be educated.
Yeah, she just has to get education
so
she
now,
can be on his support.
So now check this out. So now... Anderson Silva needs somebody to fight, right? On that date. They say let him fight Yoel Romero, right? They said let him fight Yoel Romero. And Anderson says he's only going to do it if he gets an interim title, okay?
A what?
An interim title, like mainly like a championship belt, like that's not the champion, but automatically fights the champion next.
Okay.
Type of thing.
Okay.
But also, but really what it means is this. Because in the contract, if you have a belt, then you get paid such and such more.
Right.
So the interim belt is really a ongoing bonus in your check that you need to pay your coaches, to pay your travel fees. Because the UFC isn't paying for the coaches to travel to go there in the fight and stand behind the corner. A lot of people don't know that.
Right, it's all,
the fighters got to pay all that and all that. That's why they got teams and different things like that. The coaches are taking time out for their life to travel to this other country and do all this stuff. And also, when the fighters get these big paychecks, that stuff gets divvied up over a team, coaches, and bills and expenses over the past couple months.
Yeah, it's not free, guys. So it's a thing.
And so
we gotta take care of each other.
So now, Anderson is refusing to fight because they won't put an interim belt on the line. Okay. Meanwhile, George St. Pierre is coming back. Okay. He's been gone for a couple years. He's coming back. Now, George St. Pierre Michael Bisping wanted to fight George St. Pierre. Michael Bisping is the champ in another weight class.
Okay.
Or no, Michael Bisping is the champ in the same weight class. Okay. Yeah, 185. 185. And so George St. Pierre, Michael Bisping wanted to fight George St. Pierre when he came back, and they're gonna do it this summer. Then George St. Pierre said he wanted to wait till October, you know, and so now Anderson's saying that if he backs out of the fight, that Yoel Romero will be forced to fight Michael Bisping this summer. But that will never happen because Michael Bisping is going to wait till October for GSP. So what is Anderson even talking about? It is crazy, and it's all because this one marijuana test that they say Kelvin got 180 nanograms.
Wow.
You know, and
that's some crazy things, man.
Yeah. So anyhow, guys, it's a crazy world out there in the UFC. Another bit of information: Conor McGregor Jr. was born.
Oh, nice. Well, a girl or Conor McGregor Jr.
Yeah, Conor McGregor Jr. Wow. Yeah. Yep. And he's got 54,000 followers on Instagram. Yep. Wow. 54,000 followers.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Conor. Hopefully your baby is as tough as you are, buddy.
Yeah, so that's the latest updates, and basically now just to kind of run it down, anything I think let's see, quick notes. Coming up, I'm about to go up to Seattle for the 420 games.
Nice, be safe.
It's coming up May 28th, so we got like one more episode before that, I think, maybe two. So yeah, we're going to the 420 games. Another thing that the next race I'm looking at is what is it? Oh, the flight lines. I haven't checked on the weight limit yet. I still got to do that. But what is it called? The
Dirty Vert.
Yeah, the Dirty Vert. Yeah, I got to get on that. I got to get on that Dirty Vert. And so that's the next race coming up. After that, I'm looking at Bootleg Beat Down in June, and you know we'll go from there. July, I want to look at these are all races we're going to talk about next time.
In July, he wants to join me for the 3 Degrees of Hell.
Yeah.
And this is going to be another great event by Triple Dare.
Yeah. Initially, I thought I was going to be out of town
Yeah, use my Run to Improve code. Run to Improve. Save 50%.
Yes. Initially, I was going to be out of town all July. I had scheduled all July to be out of town, and that's with my super big sponsors. But it looks like I'll be spending part of July in town. So I was glad to see that this race was at the beginning. Hopefully, I get to do that. And then August is going to be the ET run. I want to do the 51Ks, check out some aliens.
I got to try that. I got to check
It's at nighttime, you know, and it's a straight away too, man.
Well, Flight of Fire is going to have a Night of Fire.
No.
Yes.
Oh, God.
So you got to do this at night.
Oh, God. No.
Half marathon, baby, at night.
No. Alright, guys. Well, I think that's about all I got for this show, and we really appreciate you guys tuning in, sticking with us. I know this has been a long show.
Just for you.
It's for you guys. Alright.
Have a good night. Until next time.
Oh, yeah. Good night, and we're here for the long run.
The long run.
We're here for the long run.
Remember, when you run in Vegas, you run everywhere.
Yep. Alright, guys. Peace.